Let's move on here to another thing we're going to be doing throughout the next couple of weeks. While, yes, a lot of teams are focused on the push for the playoffs, there are a lot of teams who will not be in the postseason. This is down and out. And we're going to start with the Arizona Coyotes, who it has not been a good year in Arizona. No one's going to pretend that it is. 22, 48, and 5. You remember that awful start. And I remember us fielding questions of like, are they even going to win 10 games? Are they going to win 15 games? And now they did go on a couple of nice runs throughout the season here, but again with Arizona, there was the lingering story of the arena thing and eventually getting the deal with ASU and moving to a 5,000 seat rink. When you look at this season from Arizona, both on and off the ice, Frank, are there, as the bottom says, any signs of life in the desert, any building blocks put in place for them this year, or was this just a bad year all around?
Well, I mean, no doubt it was a bad year. You talked about the Florida Panthers and getting to a plus 100 goal differential. Take a look at that, minus 104 for the Arizona Coyotes. But if you're going to find a positive, for me, it's Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz. And, I think Schmaltz has sort of had a little bit of a roller coaster. Keller as well. I think a lot of people were wondering that contract that John Chaika gave Clayton Keller, it didn't look very good. And now all of a sudden, Keller has found his game again. He represented the Coyotes at All-Star Weekend and created a little bit of buzz. And, he just got back to that level where he was a game-breaking player again, someone that you looked towards and looked forward to watching. And you couldn't say that about Clayton Keller, or really a lot of guys on the Arizona Coyotes heading into this season. I don't think, people would be paying much attention to Keller, kind of yawn at this point and say, what exactly is this player? And Schmaltz found some consistency as well. I think a 20-goal season from Lawson Krause has been a positive development. The real positive part for the Arizona Coyotes is on the draft board. I mean, you take a look at the picks that they have, what they have coming. If they hit on a certain percentage of their draft picks, and right on cue, Alex Allard, our technical producer, has it teed up for us. 3 first-round picks, 4 second-round picks, 1 third-round pick. I mean, that's 8 picks in the first 96 or so of the draft. That is pretty impressive and could go a long way. And not just in terms of drafting players in those spots, but potentially flexing your muscles on some of that capital as well, Tyler, to take it and say, you know what? Maybe we can find another player that could be a building block for this team if we package a couple of these picks together. Or maybe later down the line, if you draft well enough, you can take some of those prospects. They won't have room for all these guys on the roster at a certain point, kind of what the Ottawa Senators are going to be running into soon. I think there are signs of life. They're just kind of, way off in the horizon in the distance that you got to really search to find them.
Yeah, and I like that point as well. Like I was even looking at their upcoming UFAs and RFAs. Like it could be a busy summer in Arizona, and I look at these guys like, yeah, you're gonna obviously look to bring back a guy like Lawson Krause. Maybe on that right side of the UFAs, you look to bring back a few of the vets to create a bit of a culture of familiarity. But then I also thought, are they really going to use their cap space? Are they going to try to build any sort of a team that could be better than the team this year with a guy like Connor Bedard looming in that 2023 draft?
I don't think so.
Yeah, it might not be an interesting 12 months here in
I would
Arizona,
burn it
and it,
down. I would just do exactly what they're doing. I know you need vets. Bring in all 20 something guys, early 20s on the campus at Arizona State. Make it fun. Make it fun to watch. If your team's going to be bad, at least make it young.
yeah, and
But
I like that line of thinking.
I'd imagine too, though, that you're going to have to probably take a few contracts back in some salary dumps if you'd like to continue trending in the right direction in terms of draft picks. I mean, look at some of the guys that have been in their lineup all year: Andrew Ladd, Louis Erickson, Jay Beagle, Nick Ritchie was a salary dump out of Toronto. Like these have all been guys that were like, hey, how can we find a way to get more draft capital? Put a sign up out there. We're open for business. I'm sure Bill Armstrong is doing that this summer again. Give us all your bad contracts, and we'll make you pay for them too.